ChatGPT Atlas for marketers, except these are some of the actual useful ways I've been using it over the last 3 weeks. So when you first log on to Atlas, it might take a few seconds to get useful because your homepage is going to look like kind of just ChatGPT. You've got the normal search sort of ask bar there, but you can actually type your URL straight in the middle here or get some smart suggestions on the bottom. But should you be accessing sort of web pages around the internet, then you actually, if you click at the top here, scroll to the top here, you'll get this little bar come up and you can start using it as your normal URL search bar there as well, which is handy. You can even dictate into both of these sections as well as you prompt. Plus on the left here, if you open this section up, you'll get all of your sort of ChatGPT settings in here. So you can actually get all your custom GPTs, your projects, anything like that, past chats as well that you've been working on. And guys, as you follow along, any prompts I use are usually in my mega prompt chest. There's a link in the description below where you can get this from, prompts from deep target SEO opportunity finders, forensic psychology analysis, programmatic SEO templates, lead magnets, all sorts of things in here for you to grab down in the description. Now that is really cool, but what are the actual useful ways you can use it? Well, let's start with an example of something like, can you find me a business networking event in Cornwall? If we run that search, and actually they've just connected new apps today as well, which we can actually get into in a minute. But if we run that search, can you find me business networking events in Cornwall? It's going to do what you'd expect, sort of a ChatGPT search. It's going to go and find the information around the web, present it back to you as we've all got used to. I actually want to go a bit deeper and use agent mode switched on within the browser to go way deeper and then ask it to do something a little more refined. Yes, can you find me all the key networking events for November? Give me all the details and a summary related to my business. Now, because I'm logged into ChatGPT whilst browsing the web now, it actually knows about me and my business from its memories and its settings. So it can actually go and use the web in its agent mode to scan, find all the information, and then present it back to me. And after a couple of minutes of collecting all that information around the web, the agent mode has presented back a nice table for me. It's got me relevant stuff, sort of maybe slightly more techie or business-orientated events. It's given me the time and date, the price, and even the location and how to book. I could even go a step further, open up this little settings at the bottom, hit use cloud browser, and even connect more apps. Now we can see some of the apps we can connect to. So particularly Google Calendar, these are all networking events. I could go and say, can you put these ones or put them all in my Google Calendar to remind me where I need to be at what time. Now let's open a new chat and let's talk about some actual ways we could work with it. If you're in content marketing or updating web pages and websites, we could open up this page. This is on one of the websites I own, and it's a website page about Michelin star restaurants in the ski resort of Courchevel. Now, I know for a fact that this page is outdated and needs some work doing to bring it back to get it to the top of Google rankings and to be super helpful and up to date for my readers. Now, on the top right of Atlas, you've got this button here, which is Ask ChatGPT. And so when we're browsing the web, we can also have ChatGPT as our co-pilot here and use all the agent modes, all the different settings, adding sources, creating images, use deep research all along the way. So, I mean, we could say easily something like, can you summarize this web page? And it would give us a nice summary of everything. But I want to go a little bit deeper. Because I want ChatGPT to analyze and help me update the information on this page, I'm going to literally ask it to do that. It can read the page and give me feedback about what's outdated and inaccurate, so we can then go and make the improvements. So we can see here, it's gone through, read everything, it tells me what it does well, and what appears to be out of date, inaccurate. It's not entirely 100% sure, but at this point it's compared me to some other information around the web, the Michelin guide for one, to say, hey, your tallies don't match, this restaurant isn't there anymore, or this needs to be updated. So it's giving me an overview of what I need to check and update. And what's cool is it even goes and says I can pull together a fresh up-to-date list of Michelin star restaurants in Courchevel, so I could actually get it to go and research from the Michelin star guide and actually give me that information straight back, so we can use that in our content updates. Now, another way to work with content on your page, let me just find an example business website here. So when you use the search feature on ChatGPT, it's kind of like a mix between ChatGPT and Google again. You can see it goes off and searches, we're looking for the best accountants in London here, goes off and gives me some options and some summary, which is actually a really nice way to present search results. You don't have to click in and out of websites. But even when you do click in and out of websites, what's nice is you sort of stay on the search page and you get a summary on the right hand side here, so you don't have to keep navigating in and out of pages, but also we can go deeper into the website, and then it switches. It keeps that sort of last tab open in the chat we had here on the right, and then it loads up the website on the left. So we get this really nice flow of information through our pages, which I really like. But what I like to do is actually work with the information on the page. So we've got this, this is a random accountant's office in London. We've got this page open, and I want to start working with it to improve its SEO. So we could actually ask it to write some schema markup, which is some code that goes behind a website page that helps to rank it in things like Google and ChatGPT search results and things like that, gives it some clarity and some structured data. I can just say something, can you write local business JSON schema markup for this business website page, please? And it's going to go and use the information on the page because it should have all the information there to actually create this code of structured data for the website, which is going to help it show up in search results. And you can see here, it's gone and found the information on the website page we had open and written the code literally in seconds. We could pretty much go copy that code and put it straight into the website as well and get going. That saves us, that might take me an hour to actually write all this stuff before per website page. Now it takes 2 seconds. Now, if you have a website, a lot of business owners don't realize how good or bad their website is. They look at it, they build it, and they think it works fine. But we can use Atlas to actually give us a better examination of the UX and the user flow of people buying things through websites. This is around an e-com website that I've found that I think does sort of candles and gifts and things like that. And I'm just going to open a new chat on the right side here, and I'm going to paste my prompt in here. And from a marketing point of view, all I'm looking to do is test the UX of the website to look for user flows and flaws, what's good, what's bad. Can you try to shop for a Christmas candle, run a UX test and analysis feedback results for me? And I'm actually going to switch on agent mode again so it can actually browse and use the website. And you'll see here now, ChatGPT Atlas is actually taking control of my browser and using it as if it was a human using the internet. And after a few minutes, we've actually got to the checkout page where it's actually added a couple of items there. We've got an upsell here, which we didn't select, and we're ready to go and check out and pay. And on the right hand side of my screen here, we've got the feedback, the good aspects and the bad aspects. So we've got the clean branding. It's easy to actually search and filter, which is cool. But there were a lot of sold out products. So that's frustrating for users if you keep hitting a lot of sold out products on a website. But we've also run into some things that were unexpected items going into the cart. We've got some search results, needed better pagination, potential confusion during checkouts were all things that came up. And it all gives you some feedback on how the user experience is unfolding through an e-com website, for example. And you might be thinking, oh, well, that's not quite how humans use the internet. But a lot of people now are using agent mode to actually do things like shopping and finding presents for their loved ones and things like that, booking hotel rooms, all sorts of things, doing their grocery shopping. You can do all of that automatically with these agent modes. So it's worth running these tests to see if your website is firstly working. Now, have you ever found a really great video on the internet, piece of content, bit of information that you're like, oh man, that's amazing. And then you come back a few hours or a few days later and you're like, I can't find it. It's disappeared. Everywhere I search, it's gone. Well, we can get around that problem now with ChatGPT Atlas by using its browser memory and its tab search mode. So browser memory allows us to go and literally remember what other things we were browsing. So we could say something like, can you open the YouTube video pages I was watching earlier today about ChatGPT Atlas? And it's going through and searching my browser memory and found the list of videos that I was watching earlier when I was researching this to see like how are other people using Atlas and how am I using it? And you can see we've got them, we could click them all open, or we could just say to ChatGPT, open them all. And actually, despite offering to open all these video tabs, it doesn't seem to allow us to do that. So it's just given us the list of links anyway, which we can open really quickly and start using. So that's a super handy way to recall what you've been doing on the web or find that little nugget of information that you've just lost somewhere in your browser. Now, another thing I like to do is actually use Atlas for, let's say I want to work on an advertising campaign and copywriting angles. And the easiest way to find inspiration is to look at the messaging of the market leaders to help you identify your customer problems, their solutions, your perfect ICP, and see what's less common, the outliers, and potential missed gaps in the market. So for this example, we're going to do a balance board brand. We're actually going to turn on agent mode as well for this, so it can actually get a better look at the competitors' messaging, and we're going to run that search. And you can see, again, it's going to go and start browsing and using the web for us. I don't have to go in and out of every website, collect their messaging, what their websites looks like. Atlas is going to do everything for me. And once it's done, after just a couple of minutes, we get the common messaging themes of like why people are buying these products. And we also get some of the target markets and like how each of these brands positions each other. So we can see who they're targeting, their core messaging and USPs, all of that. We get it into a really nice report breakdown and problem solutions for everything we need to start building and start getting an insight, not just into our customers, but also some copywriting angles that are commonly used and things that might be missed in the industry. This is a really quick way to get like an overview document before you start any messaging or copywriting to give you sort of the first look at an industry. So ChatGPT Atlas, I'm loving it. It's super flexible. You can use it as a mix of ChatGPT within your browser. You can flow with the assistant on the side. Plus, you can start connecting up loads more apps. Now, you can actually, as of today, I noticed you can start using Booking.com, Canva, Coursera, Figma, Spotify, all with that. So if you're booking travel, you can link up Booking.com and start searching for availability and making reservations right from your Atlas browser with Agent Mode.